When you move to another country, one of the first things you need to think about is sorting out your banking needs. How are you going to get money from wherever you're moving from to the country that you are in so you are able to spend, pay for things, and just be able to function in this new country that you are in? One of the most important things that you're going to do is open a bank account. And I mean, you're not tied to a specific bank for the rest of your life, but it is a decision that a lot of people can go into, and you just never switch over time, even though you make a decision that ends up costing you money over a lengthy period of time. One of the things we did when we moved, and this is when I moved to Amsterdam in the Netherlands, and when we moved to Canada, the US was a little different. The first few times, or the first 2 times, it was really just looking at the banks that we could see, especially in Canada. In the Netherlands, I asked people from work because I moved there having a job already. So I saw banks, but I also asked which ones do people recommend, and those were the banks that I ended up choosing, or one of the banks I ended up choosing. In Canada, we moved, we didn't have jobs, we didn't know anyone in Canada, and we looked and saw banks and chose one of the traditional banks, one of the big banks. And it's one way to do it, but you could also spend some time just comparing different banks and seeing which one maybe meets your needs a bit better. One of the things I wish I knew before opening a bank account was the different types of banks that exist, and the fact that there are banks that actually can meet my needs and they don't have any charges to them. There's no traditional banking fees that you have to pay every single month, and those are online banks, and they exist both in Canada and in the US. And that's what I want us to talk about today, just looking at the different options that exist that I've personally used, and you can definitely look at other options and see which one makes the most sense for you. But I just want to go through the ones that I found very great to bank with and would recommend that you have a look at, and if you do decide to open the bank, use my referral link. So let's have a look at the banks that I have used. So the 2 that I want us to look at in Canada are Simplii Financial as the first one, and I just did a DuckDuck search. So not a Google search. I use DuckDuckGo a lot more now, and it's a browser that I would recommend. I searched for Simplii Financial banking benefits, right? I actually love the search assist on here, which I know other browsers have as well, but it's a great tool that AI has come with, where you don't have to go through individual links that pop up on Google, and it just gives you a summary of what you searched for, and if you want to see the actual information, it then provides the link. So pretty cool. Simplii Financial has a no monthly fee, unlimited transactions, and free access to over 3,400 CIBC ATMs. Simplii Financial is an online bank that's a subsidiary of CIBC. So key benefits are the no fee checking account, so no monthly fees, you don't have any limits with your transactions. You have free ATM access, so you can use all the CIBC ATMs without having to pay an extra amount. And if you would want to open a Visa card with them, they can offer it to you after some time of opening your account, but they do have a cashback Visa card, and it doesn't have any annual fees, and you get cashback rewards, and the card is accepted anywhere that Visa cards are accepted. You do have overdraft protection if you have an overdraft on your checking account. They have digital banking similar to the traditional bigger banks, and you can manage your accounts online and via mobile at any time and any place. And then the referral program, which is a great program, if you sign up and you have friends or family that end up needing an account as well, you can share that with those friends and you get to earn some money and they get to earn some money. So please use my account if you do open a Simplii Financial checking account. Use my link. Yeah, save yourself some money, because why do you need to pay banking fees every month if you don't need to? When when I do need support, I haven't had any challenges with it, and the types of things I've had to contact them for was when I got a new bank card and I forgot what the PIN was on the card. And I think having to tap everywhere kind of spoils us a bit because I end up forgetting my own PIN sometimes. And it is not good practice to reuse pins on a bunch of cards. But I know, it may be tempting to just repeat the same pin so you don't forget it. But I needed to call them just to get that reset. And it was pretty quick and no problems. Kana, what is the thingy called? Your deposits are protected. Let me say deposit. So there it is right there. So CDIC. So eligible deposits with Simplii Financial are covered by the Canada Deposit Insurance Corporation, CDIC, up to $100,000. So it protects eligible deposits in case there's something that happens with your account. So if you would ever, for whatever reason, have over $100,000 in your account, the recommendation or best practice, let me say, because none of anything I say on this video is financial advice, but it would make more sense to just put that money somewhere else, maybe an investment or whatever. But if you do keep that much in your bank account, you probably would be better off putting it in a different account where you would be insured for that amount. Something I forgot to mention with Simplii Financial specifically, you can send money abroad and they don't have transfer fees. Not similar, but how traditional banks would charge, Simplii Financial doesn't have that. So let me just search. So Simplii Financial's global money transfer service allows you to send money internationally with no transfer fees. Do you know how long I was sending money abroad and paying the traditional bank's transfer fees? Because I didn't know Simplii Financial had this feature, and it was one of the reasons I opened an account with them years ago. When I learned about this, I thought, damn, I've been wasting money, because it feels like you're wasting money if there are options where you don't have to pay transfer fees. Why would I pay transfer fees if I don't have to? Why would you pay transfer fees if you don't have to? And from the time I was using it quite a bit, the least amount of time I remember it taking, I think, was 2 days. I think it was 2 days, but it's quite quick, but it could take a bit longer than that, but maybe 5 days or something. So great option, works quite similar to the traditional banks, and I would highly recommend it. If you use my referral code, or my referral link rather, for Simplii Financial, use my referral link and you'll get this page that says your friend wants the best for you, because I really do want the best for you. Save yourself some money. Some of you don't need to open banks with traditional banks where you have to pay fees every single month, or you have requirements of deposits that you need to have every single month for you not to pay that monthly fee. And if you do use my link to open your account with Simplii Financial, you can earn $50. So you can get $50 as a welcome bonus when you sign up, and an additional $350 with the no fee checking account. At the time that I'm recording this and I'm looking at their site, that's what they require. Their requirements may change, so just make sure you are reading and you're not just taking what I'm saying, because I'm basing it on what is currently on their website, right? So let's look at Tangerine, because that's another option that you could potentially look at in Canada. They also are an online bank and they have no monthly fees, and there's no minimum balance required, because I know some banks, traditional banks especially, can say if you keep a certain amount in your account, or you have a deposit sometimes of a certain amount in your account, then you don't have to pay the monthly fee. But here there's no minimum balance required at all for checking accounts which does make it a cost-effective option, as they say here, for everyday banking needs. It additionally provides a range of services that include a high-interest savings account and investment options. Simplii Financial actually has those options as well. They have those options as well, and I do recommend that you spend some time just looking at the different features that they have, so you see which one might make more sense for you, or you open both, because you're not paying anything to have both Simplii Financial and Tangerine. And one of the things I like about having more than one of the banks is the offers that you can get from time to time. There's special offers that can come up that would make sense, and depending on your saving or investing goals, they're giving you, for example, a higher interest rate for their high interest savings account, for example, for 3 months on one of the banks. Maybe you save your money there and earn a bit more for those 3 months. And then for Tangerine, again, use the link that is in my description. They want a referral code, so I will put the code in the description and the comment section of this video. So use the code and we will both get $50. So if you sign up using my link, you get $50 and I get $50. And I think that's a win-win, right? Win-win. So again, Tangerine, no monthly account fees. You can, new clients get an awesome 4.5% savings rate. So things like this, right? You could make use of this depending on how long you have it. You're using Tangerine, and then if you're getting a better offer somewhere else, maybe you diversify, diversify your savings and optimize it for where you are getting the most money, where you're getting the most bang for your buck. That's saying. But yeah, they also have free Interact e-transfer transactions where you can send money from your checking account. Do people pay? Are there banks where you have to pay to send money via Interact? I'm not aware of a bank where you have to pay to send an Interact, but maybe there is one that exists, because I know even with the traditional banks, you don't have to pay to send money via Interact e-transfer, but maybe you might. Okay, so now let's look at the US. And in the US, I love SoFi. There's other online banks that exist. I have not used other online banks, and I do encourage that you have a look at them and compare based on what your needs are. But if you do decide to go with SoFi, please use my link and you get, I think you get $25. You get something though if you use the link. So SoFi offers banking benefits that also has no monthly fees. I really like the no monthly fees. They have high annual percentage yields on savings. Again, compare and see which institution is giving you the best rate at the time, because they do have those promotions that can come up from time to time. ATM access, you get access to over 55,000 ATMs, and you don't have to pay a fee for them, and they are all called the all-point ATMs. You can search for all-point ATMs to see where you can find an all-point ATM where you are, but I know Target or Target usually has an all-point ATM. I've seen one in Walgreens. There's a number of places where you can find all-point ATMs. I've never been at a point where I needed to use an ATM and I couldn't find it wherever I was. So they have a very wide network of ATMs that you can use. And at some point, this is also something that you could have a look at, but if you had to use a different bank, I think the first 3 transactions or something in a month, you would get charged for it, but they would pay you back if for whatever reason you ended up using a different ATM and not an all-point ATM. I don't know if they still do that though, but like I said, I have never needed to use another bank because it's so easy to find an all-point ATM in the places that I've been in any case. Okay, so SoFi, it says get paid up to 2 days earlier with qualifying direct deposits. I've seen so many banks, non-traditional banks in the US advertise this as this really great feature, and I'm just like, it's okay, we can wait for payday. But if that sounds like an appealing thing to get the money that you would otherwise get paid maybe on a Friday and you get it on a Thursday, and you see a use case for that in your life, that is something that they have that certain deposits can qualify for. So you also have overdraft protection if you do have an overdraft with them. They also have online banking and a mobile app. And you can also now send money abroad using SoFi. It wasn't a feature that was available at some point. There was a different online bank. I think it's Ally, if I'm not mistaken, that had that feature. SoFi now has that option of sending money abroad, and it was an exciting one to see that they added, and you can send money to a number of countries. And if you use my link, this is the page that you're going to find. If you use my referral link to open your SoFi account, they also give something. I don't know if it changes. It might change depending on the program they have running at the time, but you get something and I get something. It's a win-win for both of us, but you get a lot more than I did, because had I known about these a lot sooner, I would have saved a lot more money than what I did using traditional banks for all the things that I could have been using an online bank for but didn't know.